What is happening in my dogs? My name is Madison and I'm the Auction Dog, and today is a very special video. This is a combination of a lot of things that have come together, you know, to manifest into this moment. And it all started off with just a buy. And I'm gonna start with a little bit of a story time, and then we'll get into there and I'll show you guys what we're looking at. So it all started off with me just replying to an ad on Craigslist for a 635 CSI, which I just dropped a video about that car, and I'll put that down in the link description, and you'll see kind of the process a little bit. And also it led to another car buy, which led to this eventually. Long story short, I showed up to go look at this 635 CSI, and it was at a guy's house that lived in Rabonia, which is kind of like one block away from me, or one town over from where I live, right? Name is Paul, very nice guy. This is a 1979 635 CSI, and we're picking it up right now. So I'm not gonna film too much over here because I don't wanna be too intrusive, but I'm gonna get this thing home. We're gonna go drive it home right now, and we'll do a nice review on this thing. And I cannot believe that I get to take this car. This car was a package deal with that M3 that I purchased last week. And so, freaking A, man. It's been a very good time recently with these cars, and we've been having so much fun, and I cannot wait to get this thing home. So let's get running. Start talking to him, shooting the shit, and the car's sweet, and I really, really like it. And so I get to talk to him about some of my other cars, and I tell him I have an M3. He goes, oh, I have an M3 too. And I'm really sick of dealing with it. You know, I kind of want to get rid of it. I'm over the whole thing, and blah, blah, blah. I said, where is it? Where is it? I mean, I need to see it right now. You know what I'm saying? Where can we go look at this thing, and what color is it, and what is it? He goes, well, it's a manual convertible, and it's purple. And I'm like, start foaming at my mouth. I'm like, E36 M3, manual convertible, it's purple, and you can't get the top to work, which is understandable. They're kind of complex, honestly. And he wants to do a package deal on both of them, and I'm like, perfect, let's line it up. What can we do? How can I see this car? And he goes, oh, well, it's up in a shop called Just Bimmers in St. Pete, or Gulfport rather, which is over the Sunshine Skyway from us. So we're down in Sarasota and Bradenton, and Rabonia's in Palmetto, and we had to cross the Sunshine Skyway to get to Gulfport. And so I show up here, I said, screw it, let's get in the car right now. So Paul hops in my car, my wagon over there, my E39 wagon, and we cruise up to Just Bimmers up here in Gulfport. And that's when this whole saga started over here. So it was a very crazy day about how this whole thing connected, honestly. And so when you pull in to the driveway of Just Bimmers, you see this beautiful 633 CSI, which is probably like an 82. Honestly, white, automatic, red guts. Seats are destroyed, but it's a cool car, right? And then I thought these were his too, but they're obviously not. You got a Monte Carlo SS, another Buick, that's a G-body, obviously. And then you get to these, and you see this old sign, Just Bimmers, and there was a 2002 TII sitting out front right here. And this is insane. I started like foaming. I'm like, this is nuts, you know? This is a beautiful car, front to back. And I just started looking it over, and then you realize slowly that it's manual, it runs, and it's relatively complete. It was just painted. You know, it's just a really nice example of a TII, honestly. And so I posted about this car on my Facebook and my Instagram, and people really, really enjoyed it. But then you walked inside and you saw these. And I'll put some footage in here that I have from before when I originally came here, and the condition that they were and how they were positioned in the shop and everything. And the day that I was picking up the M3, I'll put some footage in here too about that car. And you'll see the whole thing about how it was all set up. Here she is. Techno Violet E36 convertible, dude. Saving her, bringing her back. Needs tons of work. Needs to be put back together. But we're gonna bring her home and get her running, dude. I'm super stoked right now. I am fucking pumped up. And then these two cars we will be seeing more of. E9, very rare old stuff. Really, really, really sweet. You do not see this kind of stuff anymore. Absolutely not. I really like that. White guts. Man. I posted about these because these CSs are very, very rare. You know, they're just very rare, very sought after cars. And to find them in a situation like this is just unheard of these days. All of these have been restored or crushed or whatever else. These cars have been out of circulation for nearly 30 years. And to find them here was insane, honestly. So I started really just looking them over, and then you realize that they're relatively rust-free too. You know, this silver car is a manual, complete motor, numbers matching. The blue car is also a numbers matching car, but that's automatic. And then this car is an early one with the European bumper, so it has the tight Euro bumpers. That one has the USD bumpers. And there's just so many things that are awesome about these cars. It really is. And they're just, it's all here. Like, here's door panels for the blue car, blue interior pieces, because that was blue with blue interior. This was, I would prefer this car, honestly, the silver with the tan. Beautiful. And you just start, it's insane to see them in this condition. You know, it really is. It's insane to see them like this, complete. Nutty. Joe, how long have these been sitting in here? 30 years.
No.
Not that long? 20 years. Okay, so there you go, 20 years. 20 years, huh? Wow. That's really not that long if you think about it. I mean, it's a long time. Time does fly. Time does fly. And that's Joe over there. That's the owner of Just Bimmers. Nice guy, you know. Been doing this since we were all freaking, you know, like literally eggs. So this is the interior of the blue car, and all the blue interior parts are over there. This had like this is blue dash, right? Blue dash, blue leathers, blue door cards and everything. That's wild. White oyster leather. Extra wheels. Keep trying to figure out what those kind of wheels are. They're not bottle caps like what's on that car. Maybe they're a 7 Series wheel or something. Not really sure. But so I posted about all of these cars on my page, you know, and I got inquiries from literally hundreds of people all around the country trying to buy these things. And Joe had a number, and I couldn't believe that this was that, like, it was, I mean, it was fair, honestly. I like in hindsight, I should have posted them for more, you know, which then made a nice little slice. But the 2 CSs I posted about, and a gentleman from California wanted them, and it ended up being a really good contact. And actually, I'll link his Instagram below so that you guys can keep up with these CS builds and see where they end up, because today is the day. And I thought that I was going to come here and help dig these 2 cars out and everything, but they're already out. They're ready to go. So is the TII, which that car runs. So today is the day that the transport's going to come pick these things up, and they're going to take them out of here. We ended up getting 30 grand for both of the two CSs. And then he after that, he goes, well, does he have anything else? And I'm like, yes, TII. And then he paid $18,500 for this thing. So these cars are still out there. You know what I'm saying? You're still able to locate these two things, these types of things. But boy, is this getting rare. This is a really rare sight. And I hope that that Auction Dawg can dig up some more of this kind of shit this year, you know? I'd like to be traveling all over doing this kind of stuff and just finding these cars, because they're out there. And whenever you watch those restoration shows like Dennis Collins and all those other guys, they buy these cars, like they'll walk right, they'll go and looking for muscle cars, but they will walk right past 6 Series, E30s, E21s, E20, whatever, dude. They'll walk right past them inside of those places. And they'll buy old SLs, you know, stuff from the 60s, but I mean, they're just walking right past. I bet they would probably look at the E9's, I would imagine, but maybe not the 2002, you know. And there's a lot of other cars like that 6, they would walk right past that. And I'm the kind of guy, I want to be looking for those things and digging those things up, you know, and finding them all over the country. And I think it's totally possible. So just insane, honestly, just totally insane about how this whole thing has come together. And the fact that I dug these cars up and I sold them to people on this page, you know, and on this network that we're building, you know, in 3 days. 3 days we had cash in the bank ready to go for these things. And it's unheard of. So thank you guys very much for tuning into all of this stuff and just keeping up with me, because you never know what is going to pop out. Like, it's just every single day is a new one, I swear to God. And it's so rad, honestly. It's so much fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and film some little tidbits of these cars for you guys to show you some general things about them. And yeah. one of the things Joe and I were talking about is like how these shops that have been open for 30 years, you know, they end up turning into time capsules. And it's like, look at these E36 wheels over here. Who even knows what these seats are from? You know what I'm saying? Those are fixed back. Who even knows? And it's like all this stuff over here. There's a 2002 Ti, or there's a 2002 Dash in here that's like 76 or 79, I believe is what he said. Grills, cranks, clusters, ECUs, bumpers, like insane. There's a front bumper off of his race car E9. And I was telling him, like, this whole pile of trim right here, that whole pile of trim is worth so much money to somebody that needs it, you know? I bet these are all from various cars. Who even knows, you know? But it's just crazy, like, this stuff that was worthless at one point turns into this just, and it's a stockpile of just crap, just turns into a freaking gold mine. You know, like, what's that? That looks like an M30 head. Maybe it's something else, who knows? You know, just cranks and just stuff everywhere. Look at the steering wheels up on top of the fridge over there. And I was also telling them about the memorabilia, like these old posters, all of this stuff. Look at that old calendar. When is that even from? You know? Just so sick, that giant plastic BMW sign. Some sort of fiberglass hood from a race car. Insanity, dude. Even this kind of stuff, look. Look how old these ice skates are. Speed skates from like 1980. You know? Then you got over here. Look at the freaking E9 right there, CCA. Freaking old F1 car. Ayrton Senna. That old E9 poster's sweet, dude. You know, that's so cool. And then that, actually I don't believe that's an E9. I can't remember what kind of car that is. Something else. But even that poster's money, dude. It's so cool. And then all those old wheels back there, just stuff everywhere. Even this, I don't even remember what series name that BMW motorcycle is, but. And then this, I can't remember. What was this called? BSA. That's rare as hell. Really low production BSA. Just, it's insane. Look, there's a CD player right there. And CDs. The freaking interior parts. There's a trunk from a Bavaria up there. Somebody needs that, you know. Doors, glass, interior, wheels. It's an old F1 tire. Like, there's motors everywhere. Look, there's an M42 right there. Heads. You name it, dude. It's all in here. It's just like insanity, dude. Absolute insanity. Seriously. And so, I don't know. I've done a lot. I've done 82. This will be my 82nd or 83rd video to drop on the channel so far. And to date, this is the best one that's ever happened. And I didn't even do anything special. I'm just filming stuff that I found. And honestly, it's just like, I've been around. I've seen some cool stuff so far in the like 2 years that I've been doing this. But this is hands down the best, the coolest thing I've ever seen. Just the way that it is. You know what I'm saying? Just the way that it was presented. Old school shop, old school dude, old school cars. He doesn't even have a cell phone. I call him on a freaking house phone when I call in. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like,